Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. This is your Jee Sifu right here. So welcome back to another Taoism and Taoist Magic episode. So we are going to talk about a very important topic here, which I also wrote about it on my website. It's about a mindset of what it means by getting initiated uh, as a disciple, like to become a disciple, and ordaining to become a Taoist. I would like to post this video on my website too, so that people will, like, when they go by my website and have this question, they can reference to this detailed lesson. Most of you are from a Western education background and you will not understand this because it's not part of your culture. Maybe you have heard about it from movies like kung fu movies in the past, but you really don't know how it works in reality. So I am going to tell you from my personal experience and also from stories that I've heard from my masters that I've followed in the past and so on. I'm going to let you feel how it is like being a disciple. You can also witness this in a lot of dramas like TV shows that have a ancient Chinese vibe to it. They often have this kind of vibe still going on right now and trying to educate the modern generation about this stuff because we're so used to the Western education system and this just doesn't exist in your dictionary. So let's go. First of all, there are two steps. You come into my lineage, you get initiated, which means initiation is like the process, but what you are doing, what the action of you coming in the lineage and doing this, what we call bai si. Bai si is Cantonese, okay? Bai si is to worship a sifu, a master. Sifu is, well, if you translate it, Sifu is a master that is like a father. Why not a mother, but a father? Oh, because the father is the only one that produced the essence of life and pass it on. Mother doesn't produce that. Okay? So think about it this way. It's a metaphor, right? Um, the Sifu get the essence, the whole package, and then he passed it on to the next generation to make you become an other Sifu so you can pass it on to the next generation. That's basically what Sifu is. Okay? There's a saying in Chinese. One day, this is your Sifu. He is like a father for your whole lifetime. That's the metaphor. Is this kind of respect, this kind of feeling that bonds the Sifu and the disciple, the Taiji, together. It's not because you paid money to enter a school or sign up for a course and then the teacher need to teach you, right? It's not a trade. It's more like because you have faith in this person, so you worship him as your Sifu. Now, here the word worship is maybe a little bit confusing or misleading because it's not used like that in the West. Like you usually say, oh, you worship a god. So you might think, oh, so I need to treat my Sifu like he's a god, right? Well, no, not exactly like that. Worship, the word bai, as in bai si, okay? Worship means that you are putting your faith, your your heart to this person and without the need of any evidence or proof. Um, for example, you just see this person and you feel he will lead you to success. He will teach you and like make you become like this, like you have hope in him, raising you to become a successful person. Then you say, oh, please teach me. You don't need him to show you first. The essence of buy to worship is the faith. You do not question. You do not like tell that person to show you something to prove he is qualified before you actually bow down and say, I want to be your disciple. Okay, so it's kind of like marriage. You don't try that person and see if your wife or husband is good before you actually commit. You commit and then see what happens. Okay, now, this is the thing that modern people are not really understanding because of the Amazon culture or Costco culture. You like I have seen people, they go buy stuff, they use it, and then after they're done using, okay, like you're already done using it, and then you're like, oh, I don't need it anymore. Let me go refund. And then you like return the item and expect money to come back to you, but you already used it. If you really like it, then you're like, okay, I'll keep that, right? Modern people's mindset is very selfish. This is just messed up. This culture in the, well, I don't know, I never heard about this kind of culture in Asia, but it's something that I know when I come to Canada. I see people doing it in Costco, and then I know people doing it in USA a lot, and that's why Amazon is like so famous for these kind of things. This culture is messed up, right? It teaches you this mindset. So it's like, yeah, you want to enter a school to learn, for example, martial art. Then you have the mindset, oh, well, how can I know if the Sifu is good enough? Let me try him first. And then you're like, okay, I want to see how good are you first. Show me something. And then you need the Sifu to like kind of show you and convince you before you decided to bow down and say, I want to learn. You see, this is a problem, right? This is not how it's supposed to work. Now, you might ask, what if I got scammed? What if I decided to follow this master and the master turned out to be not good at what he's doing? Well, you see, it's like marrying someone, right? Marriage. What if I got married with this lady and then later, after the marriage, she's not good, not as what I expected? Well, too bad, right? You stick with it. You decided to commit, you commit until the end. This is what makes you like makes the relationship very strong. Now, it is your responsibility to work with your other half to make it good, right? Think about it. You feel that I get married and my wife is not as good as I thought. Well, why don't you think about yourself? Are you as good as you should be, right? And did you and your wife work out the relationship? What if you have a new wife and that new wife is also like that, and then you have another one and it's also like that, right? Why don't you just stick with one and work it out? Now, of course, there are cases that you try to work out, but it doesn't, and then you divorce. Same thing with the Sifu thing. You worship the Sifu first. You do your best to become a good disciple first. If at the end the Sifu and you don't work out, then you can withdraw from that lineage or sect and then find a new Sifu. That is when you decided to tell the Sifu, I want to quit, right? Then you cut tie with the Sifu and then you can find a new Sifu. That is how it works. But if the Sifu is good and you have the right mindset, like I commit first, I'll put my heart, my faith, and I just see whatever the Sifu can do for me, and whatever he will teach me, I'll just go with it. If you're like that, your Sifu will like you more. Okay, how to well, if you decided to become a disciple of someone, okay, what is your goal? Of course, you want to learn stuff, right? You want to learn whatever he knows and then become good at that subject. Very simple. So, you being a disciple should be lowering yourself, being humble. Okay? Play low. Don't try to teach your Sifu how to teach you. You should let the Sifu do whatever and you follow the Sifu's way. That mindset, being low, is very important. The modern people are very into like a consumer mindset. I paid that much to enter your lineage. You're supposed to give me things. I paid. Right? You feel that is like we're equal. I paid. You're supposed to give me. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay. So the Bai Si, putting your faith into your Sifu, is an output from your end first. Okay. You feel that maybe you're like the one that is losing more. It's like you have to output more. So it's kind of like not fair, but that's okay. That's the point. Because you have output more than you should or you could, right? You output more. That is what makes the Sifu feel that he should give back. That is what pushed the Sifu to want to pour all that knowledge into you. Think about it this way. If you are the Sifu and you see this disciple already doing so much for you, even you haven't done much yet, do you feel that you should give back and be good to this person? Not to waste all his heart, right? You see, if you are the Sifu, you would think like that. So you flip it around and you will be that disciple to make your Sifu feel that he wants to teach you. This is how it works in a lot of disciple and master relationship. You can witness this in a lot of martial art teaching in the Asia side. People don't go test their Sifu before they say, I will be a disciple. They just see the Sifu, they feel they want to learn, then they already decided to commit. Once they are a disciple, they are like treating the Sifu as the father. So whenever it's like it's hot, they will say, "Oh, Sifu, are you hot? I brought you some cold drinks." When it's cold outside, they will say, "Oh, Sifu, we brought you some hot soup." It's like a family, right? You care for the Sifu. You output the care like a child to a parent. In return, the Sifu will feel that, oh, you're such a good child. I really want to pass on all my stuff to you. That is how you learn. That is how you get your things, right? In the old days, we have a saying, like in martial arts, if you're a good disciple, you are the one who get to go and hand wash your Sifu's underwear when he's old. That is a like, well, it's kind of like a joke, but it's also true because back then they don't have all that laundry machine and stuff. They hand wash things. So if your Sifu let you hand wash his clothing, it means that he feel you're really close, and that means he's going to like reveal all the secret teachings to you. That is what initiation brings you. Like you become this kind of relationship with your Sifu, so your Sifu want to pass on the stuff to you. Now, this is why I don't like people going like certificate mode Taoism. It's like you go to China and then you pay that much and then you get a certificate and then you just suddenly became a Taoist or even a Taoist master, and then you come back to USA and then you started teaching people. This is like disgusting, right? You don't even understand what the relationship is about. The Sifu that accepted you mostly treated you like a money tree. You come for tourism, right? You're like just coming to visit to check out what this is, and then you get dressed up. You pay a certain amount of money to buy the souvenirs, and then you bring it back to your hometown and show off. That's what you are doing. Okay, you don't even have a relationship with the Sifu. The Sifu, of course, like have their diplomatic way of talking with you, right? So they treat you like a guest, and they always smile, show you the good side. You know what? The real Sifu and disciple relationship is not like that. The real disciple, the most beloved one, can see the weak side of your Sifu. You will be able to see your Sifu suffering things, going through hurdles, difficulties in life, getting frustrated, getting mad, that kind of stuff. That is what you see. That's reality. Okay? If your Sifu have something he won't show outsiders, he will show you his true feeling. When he gets mad, like, oh, that son of a, like that really frustrated mode. If there's guests out there, the Sifu is like, very calm. I'm not moved by anything outside. It sounds like the Sifu is so good, so calm all the time. But you know what? That's not the real him. Inside him, it's not like that. When he's like, okay, guests are gone. This is like my disciple is here. Then he's like, you know, that's how it is. He show you the ugly side because he find that you're like a real son or real daughter. That's why he's showing you all that stuff. Things that he won't show the outsiders, he will show you. Right? You don't see like a master when he is practicing his stuff. For example, he practices martial art, right? And then he had pain and all that. He's not going to show you that, right? In the public, he'll pretend nothing happened. But if you are the actual disciple, he will show you, ouch, aya, 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 aya. He show you all that stuff because he don't mind showing you that that's the real him, right? That's reality. So you see, initiating, what does it mean to you? Right now, I think this lesson should have given you a better idea of what it means to get initiated to become a disciple, right? The disciple, master, the relationship is like a family. So if you get initiated, do you treat yourself like a part of the family? That's the question. If you don't, then of course you don't get whatever the relationship is supposed to bring you. If you treat yourself like a family, you will want to get close to your Sifu. You will want to talk to him. You will want to like get up close with him. You will want to know more about his like real side, right? By showing your real side and then trying to touch him, right? Touch as in like the heart kind of touching. This is what most people don't understand. So if you decided to get initiate here into our lineage, it's actually free. It's it's free. Okay? But what am I looking for? I'm looking for the heart. There's a lot of people who initiate right here. But most people, they don't touch my heart. Because all they do is like, oh, I initiate because I just want to get the heart spell. They got something and then they're gone. They don't talk. Right? It's like I don't even feel these people at all. They're like come and go. Right? A bunch of come and go people. I don't care. But if there's one initiated disciple that touched me, I don't mind teaching that person on private more because he got the right mindset. And it's really, really hard to find these people. So anyway, we'll have to end the show right now. Timer is up. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in another episode. Bye bye.